Hey guys, Crystal Grace here. Welcome back to another pick a card reading. This one is all about how are you currently being viewed by those around you. So we have three piles to choose from, pile 1, pile 2 and pile 3. Quick disclaimer while you are connecting with one of those crock plugs. If a message begins to put you on a downward spiral, please opt off the reading and trust that that message is not for you. Maybe the reading or this channel is also not for you. I never set the intention to put you on a downward spiral and ruin your day or life. So with that said, let's jump into it. Let's find out how you are currently being viewed. Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. So those of you who chose this daisy, colourful daisy, the one thing that I sort of connect with is the different, I see these as layers, like the different colours. So I feel like people could be viewing you as somebody who isn't to what they aren't what they seem, and the more that people get to know you, the sweeter they realize you are, because we do have the color red on the outside of this flower. So it kind of gives me the impression maybe some of you have got your guard up, and as people get to know you or get to learn about you, how then we translate to how you're being viewed is that you are somebody who's actually quite kind and loyal. You are somebody who is quite happy within, but on the outside you seem to have more of a tough exterior, is sort of what I'm picking up from this flower. You are quite delicate is what I think people are sort of view, or how people are viewing you at the moment. You're very like soft on the inside, but you kind of have this hard shell. So we could have some Scorpios or Cancerians in the audience. We've got Libra, we've got first house. First house is Aries, we have Neptune. Some of you could be born in the 2000s, or you are 20. We've got the third house, which is Gemini. We have Sagittarius. I always get these confused if I'm not looking at my little map. Not sure why after all these years. Where's my little... Venus, yeah. I don't know why I always get it confused, because Mars is always pointing to, you know, northeast. Some of you may live in the northeast. I'm going to sort of talk about that. Neptune again. Not Neptune, that's Pluto. Neptune is Pisces energy as well. The 8th house has come out, so Scorpio. So Pluto did rock up there, which is also connected to Scorpio. All right, let's find out, how are you currently being viewed today? I'm going to put these both back because I only want one card. Ooh, Queen of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. So we have the Fool, the 5 of Cups, the King of Swords, the 7 of Wands, and the Strength card. So how are you currently being viewed? I love the Queen of Pentacles coming straight out. So overall, people are seeing you as somebody like, she definitely gives me the impression, don't fuck with me. Like, you know, she's tamed a wild beast here, which is obviously a bear. She has a bear laying at her feet. So I definitely feel like that's kind of connecting with that initial energy with the red, the color red in the flower. I definitely feel like people are viewing you as somebody who can't be messed with. And if you do get messed with, you know, you're not afraid to take matters into your own hands. I also feel like mind control is also coming in, and where that's coming from is this King of Swords. I think a lot of people are viewing you as somebody who's very logical and analytical. You're somebody who like observes before taking action. And although we have the Fool here, which could indicate some of you could being viewed as like, a little bit naive, a bit foolish in running towards things that may seem risky to others, but actually is not risky for you. But yeah, I definitely feel pretty confident in saying a lot of you are being viewed at this time as somebody who's very stable and secure within themselves and within their like abilities. I think a lot of you have got some really strong, amazing abilities, especially when it comes to the mind. But mind control is coming through. So I don't know if some of you are like can read minds. You're very highly intuitive here. I feel like the more you connect with nature, the more advanced your skill set comes in. So we probably have mind readers among this pile is what I would have to say. And if you're not aware of that skill set, maybe that's something you could explore. Look, Queen of Pentacles, she's very abundant. She's self-made. She's very independent. She doesn't look happy though, right? This person does not look happy. She looks kind of like unimpressed. We do have the Five of Cups here, so I feel like this is kind of correlating with that. A lot of you could be seeing crows or ravens at this time. Maybe you're seeing these sort of weird bug things. We have, lion, giant cat, or a deer over here, Rudolph. Butterflies as well, and moths could be something that you guys are seeing at this time, and an eagle. Either way, I feel like you're very connected to nature and animals here is what I see, and I feel like a lot of people view you as somebody who's heavily connected. You guys could be very much catch and release sort of creatures. So spider comes into your home, you're not all like, oh, let's kill it. You kind of catch it maybe in a cup, whatever, and release it outside. So yeah, all right. So my phone, like my mobile phone just lost signal. So I don't know, I just think you're hard to reach, and I think that's because that outer exterior is very like sort of guarded. You're very gated. Your emotions is gated. Communicating with you is quite gated, or at least this is how people are viewing it. So yeah, I feel like, you're a very rich person. I think you look very rich, you look very wealthy, you look like you take a really good care of yourself. I feel like, there is this dark storm behind her as well. I think a lot of people view you as somebody who has endured a lot of hectic experiences, which has allowed you to learn how to tame and control situations. I think a lot of you know how to diffuse conflict pretty quickly. I think you know how to get out of conflict pretty easily as well, or at least this is how people view you. All right, so moving into the spread, the Fool, right? So we have this woman dancing in the field. I don't really feel like a lot of people are viewing you in this light. I think this is people that get to know this inner self, right? I do feel like you are being viewed as somebody who is very young at heart. I think you do focus on, ensuring you self-love, self-care. This might be relatively new for some of you, but I feel like for a lot of you, people see you as somebody who definitely puts themselves first. Are you selfish? No, because self-love and self-care does not make one selfish. It means one is like, taking care of themselves. There is something very sacred about your energy. You have a very beautiful aura and it attracts animals. So I feel like people view you as somebody who is very kind, but you're very selective to who you're kind to, who you allow into your space. You have a very big personal space. And I feel like people realize once they break down that initial wall with you, that guard, they get to experience this really fun, adventurous pile number one, so yeah, that's sort of what I'm picking up with the Fool. Now we move to the Five of Cups. It's a very heavy energy here. I feel like a lot of people view you as somebody, we have all five cups being tied together by the raven or the crow. So I kind of get the impression people may view you as somebody who has had a streamline of events that have just been nothing but disappointment for you. And I feel like for a lot of you, people might view you as somebody who's experienced a lot of grief and a lot of loss all at once, or every time you experience grief or loss, it's always the same kind. So that's going to be very different for all of you, because not all of you are going to experience relationship loss. Not all of you are going to experience, losing loved ones. But this Five of Cups card is very dark energy. It definitely gives me like, death energy. So some of you could have lost a lot of loved ones through death. And I feel like people view you as somebody who, holds it all together. When I think about that red string, and that color red is coming back again. So people with the Five of Cups might view you as somebody who's like, you hold everything together, like you are very guarded because of the loss that you have endured. And it's a protection mechanism. It's a protective mechanism of this, outer shell being like this tough exterior that you portray or present to the world. I feel like we're ready to move into this King of Swords to justify why you do that. So I feel like these people are really getting to understand you. And I think this might come after years of getting to know you or being blessed to be your friend, pile one. I think with the King of Swords, people view you as somebody who's very analytical, very logical, somebody who is always thinking strategically, right? People can't just come at you. You're like a fucking eagle. You are the predator, right? The eagle is like, all the way up in the sky. You can't catch an eagle. And I feel like that's how people view you. There's no point coming for pile one because they're already coming for you. And that's how I feel with you guys. And that all comes back down to this protective shell that you have, this guarded energy. I feel like for a lot of you, there's nothing that you have never experienced. Like you've probably experienced a lot of BS, right? And, he's got two swords. He's sitting on the couch. He's got, his spirit animal, the eagle. Like he can't be messed with here. And I feel like a lot of people view you as somebody like, don't fuck with pile one because like bad shit will happen. Voodoo magic is also coming through here. Now, the Seven of Wands literally reiterates everything I've just said. It talks about somebody having healthy boundaries put in place, boundaries that can't be broken. Somebody who's very resilient, due diligent when it comes to protecting themselves. Like you cannot break somebody who's got strong boundaries. And I feel like the Seven of Wands showing up for you right next to, wedged in between the King of Swords and the Strength, definitely reiterates this like energy I'm picking up about you being viewed as somebody who can't be broken, right? You've already been broken. You can't be broken again. I feel like with the Strength card here is like when people learn about your losses, when they learn about your history and why your boundaries are in place, why you think the way you think, why you protect your energy, it's because of the courage you've had to endure or overcome, the bravery that you've had to step into to survive. So I think you have a lot of admiration when people learn your story, pile one. And sharing stories can be very hard, but they can also be very helpful in healing and releasing that energy that no longer serves you. So have a think about that. Don't be afraid to share your stories. If people are going to judge you about experiences that have happened to you, then fuck them. Like the universe will shine a light on that. But at the end of the day, there are people out there who will benefit hearing about your life, what you've overcome, because naturally them hearing those stories will help them overcome, their trials and tribulations. So that is what I have for you guys. I hope you really enjoyed that. Let me know down in the comments if you feel comfortable, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Pile number 2, welcome to your reading, those who chose the Game Boy. You are very playful. I think you're easy to play with, and take that however it resonates. But for some of you, You're easy to play with in the sense of like easy to stir up. So just be mindful. You might have some people around you who view you as somebody as not an easy target because you're very playful and fun to be around. But I feel like you might have some people around you who like to stir you up because you bite easily. It's not hard to sort of, throw a hook out, reel you in, and yeah. So hopefully if that doesn't resonate, then it doesn't apply. But yeah, so, like we have a lot of buttons here. So I feel like although you're really playful, I just kind of feel like maybe people around you at the moment view you as somebody that's easy to push their buttons and sort of turn that playful nature into sort of like an angry one. Now, don't be insulted by that. I used to be like that, and it takes years to like get over that. So now it's not so much people can push my buttons now. It's like I'm so brutal when they do push my buttons, they just leave me the fuck alone. I don't want to be pushing my buttons. You want to dish it out, be prepared to take it. So we have 17 here. Some of you could be 17. We have the first house, so we have Aries, we have Capricorn energy, we have Sagittarius, we have Libra, we also have Taurus, and is it Saturn, I believe. It's been ages since I've played with Astro Dice, so just bear with me. But yeah, Saturn is Capricorn. I was going to say it's karmic. So, the fact that we have this sort of energy coming through for you guys about people wanting to push your buttons, you're easy to rile up, set off, so to speak. It could be like you're in a karmic cycle at the moment, like just in a karmic stage of your life, dealing with like really annoying, antagonizing cunts. Let's go with that. Now, that's all going to be a test, right? So my advice there, if that's really resonating with you, is give it back. Give it back twice as hard, and they'll eventually leaving you the fuck alone. Say things so hurtful that they just go home and cry about it, and they will never push your buttons again. Fuck them. All right, so let's find out how are you currently being viewed. Pile number 2, no reversals. Queen of Cups. King of Cups. Ooh, you might have some justice. You might actually have some suitors around you at the moment. The Hangman, 7 of Cups. Yeah, you definitely have. We have the 8 of Wands. Love it. People pick on you, pile number 2, because they're into you. Okay. They can't have you, so they know they can't have you, so they're going to push your buttons. So other people who want to have you will see like sort of a negative side to you. So maybe don't bite back and make them cry if you are looking for love. Or you just do whatever you want. If my advice sounds sound, then go for it. If it sounds brutal, then probably don't do it. 8 of Wands. All about it's a strong sexual energy card, but it's a strong communication card for me. Yeah, I honestly think you're a bit of a firecracker with this 8 of Wands. I think a lot of people are viewing you at the moment who you're not only easy to talk to, but you're also easy to set off. You are a firecracker. You're very sensitive. You're very you're very nurturing and you're very sensitive, but see how we have this snake here and it's got 2 heads? So I actually think that people, for a lot of you, you've probably already tapped into that energy. We do have another snake over here, snakes and ladders, 2 steps forward, 10 steps back. But what I'm picking up here, it's like you're probably already in that energy. You know how I sort of said my advice was like, if somebody's going to give it to you, give it back to them so they cry about it and leave you the fuck alone. I think a lot of you are already doing that. based off this Queen of Cups energy. You are very sensitive. It is easy to sort of poke the bear with you, but when people poke the bear with you, you're pretty brutal at giving it back to them. So I think you're already in that energy, which is a good energy to be in. It's an energy where eventually people will leave you the fuck alone because they're sick of their feelings being hurt. You're very fast. You're very quick-witted with your words. Your communication is like on point, target. Like when you target somebody with verbal communication, you fucking get them, and you get them really good. You put a firecracker up people's ass, or at least this is how you're being viewed. You know how to intuitively crush people is how I think people are viewing you at the moment. So you can emotionally manipulate people through your psychic abilities is what I think people are viewing you as. So bravo to you. Round of applause. If no one else is going to protect you, all you've got is yourself, right? So yeah, also with the Eight of Wands, I feel like people are definitely viewing you, and with the two court cards coming out, the counterparts, with the Justice card, this indicates to me people are viewing you as marriage material. You give people a different perspective. You give people different options in what kind of suitor they should settle down with and marry. Like, you guys are very unique. You're very different. Like, I think if you're around a lot of married people, I think a lot of them wish that their partners were more like you. Somebody who's got a backbone and stands up for themselves and tells people to go get fucked when they should. Right? If you're not in that energy yet, this is how people are sort of viewing you. So you might do it in the face of a resting witch face, right? People might just view you as in that energy based off your physical attributes, your stare, your glare sort of thing. But yeah, Queen of Cups definitely reiterates this highly spiritual, intuitive individual, but you bite like a motherfucking rattlesnake is what I see. I feel like we've got a lot of strong Scorpio placements in this pile. If we don't, then you can kind of just be very harsh like a Scorpio. Scorpios are only harsh to people who they're in relationships with, is what I would, shoot me down if you feel, but I know some Scorpios and I've never seen their nasty side, but I've heard from partners about the nasty side. And it's like, wow, I never thought they would be like that, but they are. It's in there. And it's a matter of poking the bear. So I feel like based off that, people who can only hurt you or disturb your peace are those who like you love, and those that you've opened up to. Maybe that's how people view you. But yeah, look, we do have very loving energy with the Queen and the King of Cups here. You're somebody who is very emotionally balanced, but I can't help, you got a lot of fucking snakes. Isn't it funny for a deck? Like the cup suit is all about, emotions and love, and it's a fairly positive, most of the cards are quite positive. It's a positive suit to a degree, but these people are carrying snakes. So I actually feel like there's a reason why I chose to use this deck. There's a reason why these cards have come out today for you. But I definitely feel like people view you as somebody is like, you're very loving, you're very giving. But if you fuck with me, if you create an imbalance in my life, if you create stagnation, if you try and get in my way, if you treat me like an option, I'm going to fuck with you. That's sort of the vibe I'm getting. I love that you guys are very much in your energy, in your power. You're very independent. You know who you are. You know what you bring to the table, and people are viewing you like this. Don't come to pile 2 the wrong way, because the motherfucker will fuck you up. That's the kind of vibe. Justice is all about karma, right? Good karma, bad karma. But I feel like you are the scales of justice here. At least people view you like that. I think with the Hangman coming out, people view you as somebody that allows them to explore different perspectives on life, maybe in particular with karma or marriage, take it as it resonates. But you definitely give people different things to think about. You definitely give people a lot of things to think about, what's important in life and what isn't. It's funny, all the symbols or the things that this snake, or the cups that this snake is carrying are all gold. And she's got a gold cup here. So I kind of feel like, everything you do touch does turn to gold. And maybe some people get confused by that, creates confusion with the Seven of Cups, because maybe they see you in the light of being a bit of a snake, and it's like, well, how come, you know, pile 2 gets everything that they want? Well, you always act from a place of love and kindness. I think what these people have yet to realize, pile 2, is that when people come at you like a snake, like your snake's bigger, like your bite is bigger. Somebody could bite you, but you'll bite back, and it's far more lethal. It's far more poisonous. It's something that will stick for a lifetime, I feel. But yeah, you guys are very potent, is what I'm hearing. Look, with the Justice card, you know, she's got a skull, and what's on this other scale here? There's organs, right? I don't know. I just think maybe some of you are very scary. Like, some people view you as being really scary, like they're scared of you. You know, that you don't need to, like, you don't have to see things with your own eyes. You can already see it. You already know it's happening. You know it's already there. And I think that really ties back into that Queen of Cups, right? That psychic abilities, that intuitive nature here. I actually think a lot of people view you as somebody who does, you live on the edge. You know, you live on the edge with maybe the things that you say. Maybe some of you have had HR sort of intervene in some of your workplace conversations. And if you haven't, I think a lot of people might view you as somebody who's very lucky when it comes to not getting in trouble with, you know, the way they handle situations. Now, the Hangman talks also about pauses on life, interruptions, right? So people might view you as somebody, like, when you create an imbalance in piles 2 life, they will disrupt the fuck out of your life, is what I feel. They will turn your world upside down, and everything you knew to be true will no longer be true or accurate. I definitely feel like people view you as somebody who calls people out for bad behavior. You know, sort of like what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. If you know what I'm thinking, put it down in the comments. But like, you're like, you know, like how Robin Hood steal from the rich and give to the poor? I feel like you protect the underdogs, right, in a group. Either way, you know, that symbol is actually, I should know it. It's like backdates like hundreds and hundreds of years when tarot first sort of got introduced. Hang on. I'm not going to pull it out because it's under all these other books, but there's a book called The Golden Dawn, and that symbol with all the different like points is where tarot has sort of originated from. But yeah, I feel like the Seven of Cups, there's a lot of confusion. People view you as somebody who creates a lot of confusion within people and what they think, their perspectives on life here. I think you teach people lessons, and very hard or harsh lessons. And the reason for that is because they're the ones who step out of line, is what I feel. But that's what I have for you guys. Let me know if you like that message, if it resonated, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. We have a beer and a chicken drumstick. I kind of feel like you guys are very easygoing. You're pretty relaxed, especially when you're eating and you're drinking. You know, when I think about a cold, frothy beer, like, people really enjoy that. Some of you could be quite juicy looking, like, you know, a lot of people want to indulge in you, in your beauty, in your appearance, your aesthetics. There is something quite refreshing about you, and yummy is what I feel. People view you as somebody who's very juicy and voluptuous even, and there's just something tasty about you. This is a very sexual pile, very different energy to the others. So we have 9. 9 is September, which is Libra energy, we have double 9. So strong Libra, we have 69. No, it's Cancerian energy. We have the Sun, which is Leo. We have Gemini. We have the 10th house, which is Capricorn. And then I believe South Node, is that? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the South Node, and the other one is the North. I just hate being... I'd hate to think that is wrong, but I haven't played with my... haven't been playing with astro placements for a while. Okay. Let's go with the South Node. If I'm wrong, let me know down in the comments. Fire away. All right, tasty pile number 3. How are you being viewed? So we're not taking reversals for this reading. So how is pile 3 currently being viewed? Jesus. A bee being put into a noose. 2 5s. Something's changed. So we've got 5 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands, Ace of Swords, 3 of Pentacles, the Moon on the bottom. All right. The Moon. Okay, very mysterious energy here, and this is probably what's making you very tasty. I actually feel with the Moon card, so we obviously got Pisces energy here, strong Pisces, but she looks very mysterious. There is something very unique and different about you. I think people can see you're very spiritual. I actually think people view you as somebody who is highly connected to spirits. You may look like somebody who is a witch. You might look like a pagan witch. You might look very hippie. Either way, I feel like people view you as somebody who's very mysterious, has a lot of secrets about the other side. I think you are heavily connected to heaven is how people view you. You look like somebody people want to get to know. You look like a person. I feel like people view you as like a person where everyone wants to get to know you. Like people want to learn from you. I think people view you as somebody that can teach people a lot about spirituality is what I feel, and I love that. So yeah, I think this is why I think you're very refreshing and you're very tasty. It's because you probably live in a community where there isn't many people like you. Everyone is sort of like, you know, on the daily grind, 9 to 5, like don't really talk about spirituality, aren't really all about, you know, eat, love, pray. So I feel like you're very different, and it shows, right? It shows in a glow. It shows in your energy. People feel very sexually drawn to you, and they probably don't know why. And for other people, they do know why. It's because you're witchy woo-woo, and it's something that's, maybe it's a fantasy of theirs. So moving into the spread. Now, this is a very interesting imagery. We have a bee that's about to get noosed with 5 swords. I don't really feel like you're the bee here. I actually feel like people view you as somebody who's not afraid to go into combat. You're not afraid to delve into conflict is what I feel with the 5 of Swords here. And the reason for that is we have the 5 of Pentacles. people can see in your eyes, I feel, that there is like some kind of sorrow or hardship you've endured. You may actually have a scar, some of you, that depicts some kind of hardship that you may have endured as a child, is what I'm hearing. But, you know, we have the Adam and the Eve apple sort of representing this Five of Pentacles, is what I feel. And I feel like you're very tempting, right? So that's totally a different message. I'm getting fucking side railed by sexual comments right now, or downloads for you. But I'm going to reel it back in. So the Five of Swords tells me people view you as somebody who's not afraid to fight. You're not afraid to speak up. You're not afraid to tell somebody, no, right? You don't shy away for arguments, or at least that's how people view you. And I feel like with the Five of Pentacles, people view you as somebody that you've already gone through enough hardships. That is why you're in a combative energy. So some of you could be quite combative, and people view you as somebody who's combative. So you could be a person who's always arguing or challenging people. At least this is how you're currently being viewed. I feel like it would always be within reason. I don't think I would... Like, if you are in that energy, obviously there's some healing that has to happen. But we do have the Six of Wands here, and the Ace of Swords, and the Three of Pentacles. These three cards coming after these cards, it dictates to me, or indicates to me, I should say, that you're always right. You always speak the truth. You're always victorious with everything that you say. Any argument you jump into, you hang people, because because you've already endured a lot of hardships. I feel like your street smarts has allowed you to always win every argument. You know what's true, you know what's wrong, and you know what's right. You know, you're very much a team player. You work well with others, and it's like you don't allow people to come in and side rail people for no good reason. And I think people view you as somebody that is highly intelligent, somebody who communicates really well, somebody who's quite popular. I feel like a lot of you are quite famous in your community, but you may not be aware of it. I think a lot of people probably idolize you or admire you, pile 3, but I just don't feel like you know this. I think every time people have a conversation with you, they go away and they're really proud to have had that conversation with you. They view you as like, I feel like people around you, they see you as a win in their social status. So if people see people talking to you or engaging in conversation with you or has befriended you, this uplifts other people's social status. Like, oh, pile 3, like, what did you learn from them? Like, they are this and they are that, especially if you're like into your esoteric sort of, religion or whatever you want to call it. But I think a lot of people admire those who do get to interact with you with the Six of Wands. So people definitely view you as somebody who is very much in the public eye, is very much admired by a lot of people. And it's not just because of your looks. It's got something to do with your verbal communication, the way you think, the way you work, and where you've sort of come from. I think people view you as somebody who can hit people where it hurts, but I don't think it's you. I kind of think a lot of people view you as somebody who is very spiritually protected, and like darkness can be put upon them after they have an argument with you. I think people view you as somebody that, is very spiritually protected, and things turn very fucking south for people after they have an argument with you and they try and come for you in the wrong manner. You always win your fights because you always speak the truth, is how people view you. Again, we have this protection around the flower here, and I think you are very blessed, and I think people view you as somebody who's very blessed. And that's what gets their juices flowing for you, pile 3. This is what makes you tasty and very enticing, is that when people go into combat or create conflict for you, there is instant karma or gratification for you, and this turns people on. Like, you're kind of scary but sexy at the same time is what I'm hearing, and I love this. I think this is great. Keep doing what you're doing. You know, keep protecting that third eye as well. Cleanse, clear energy, especially when people try and come for you. But yeah, the Ace of Swords, it's a card that talks about clear and honest conversations and communication. I think people view you as somebody who's not a liar. Everything you speak, it is believed that you are speaking the truth. And whether or not you know it to be true, it is truly what you believe in. So I think a lot of you could be quite religious here. And I think with the Ace of Swords, people view you as somebody who's very honest, very direct, and knows that they can expect honesty and the truth from you whenever engaging in a conversation or seeking, you know, guidance or clarification. People can trust the things that you say. Now, that's a big call. There's a lot of people in this world people meet and they walk away thinking, what a lying cunt. I just don't think they'll ever have that experience with you guys. And I think that's a great energy to be in, or to be a great person to be. And the Three of Pentacles, you know, it's one that's I don't know, I just really see you are heavily protected here, you know. But we do have like the color yellow here, and that gives me that sacral chakra energy. I just feel like you are so protective of maybe your virginity here. It's not something that I pick up ever with the Three of Pentacles. It may not be about virginity. It could be just about your flower, you know, your genitalia. You don't just hand it out to anyone. And I think people view you as somebody who looks at sex or sexual intimacy as very sacred. And this, again, makes you very desirable. People really admire how much respect you have for your body and your mind and your soul. Or at least they view you as a person who has a lot of respect for your mind, body, and soul. And I just think overall you're very well perceived in the community that you're in at this time. And I think a lot of you could be shocked by that because of the arguments and things that you may endure along this journey. But I think those who get to watch you in action are just in awe. Like that is why they see you as this beautiful being, you know. I loved connecting with this reading, guys. Like, honestly, it's really made my day. It is the last reading I'll do for today. But yeah, it's been a pleasure. But yeah, sending all my love and light. I hope you enjoyed that, and let me know down in the comments if you feel comfortable doing that, and I'll see you next time. Bye.